So I'm going to rough up these surfaces while I can get at them, because I'm going to put the broken part on first with some super glue, which I don't know, I never really have success with that stuff being a permanent solution, but that'll help me support it. And then I'll put the two-part epoxy on around this to reinforce it. But I figured I'd rough up this surface a little bit. Maybe that helps the epoxy to grab on. And I'll clean this up with some alcohol. Get rid of the dust. I was amazed at how easily that snapped off. I thought maybe it had become brittle to age, but I think it's just a design problem. If I look at the old one, which might be a newer version, they actually molded in some extra support ridges at that point, so I bet you they had a problem prior to doing that, because it just broke off too easily. So this is the old one. It's cracked, and the pieces that support the grill are broken off, so really can't use this either. So I'll clean this off with some alcohol. Make sure roughed up this part too here, since epoxy will be going on this also. I'll put some super glue on. Put some on the other part also. Hopefully I just don't have one shot at this. Apply pressure for a couple of minutes. So that looks like it's holding, and I think I'll just let that set for a while before I add the two-part epoxy. See if I can get this closer. So that looks okay. I think I've got it at the right angle. It's pretty much parallel with the surface of the shroud here, or the cover. And I'll let that set for a while and then reinforce it with the two-part epoxy. I can put a whole bunch underneath there because that's not going to be in the way of anything. Really surprised how thin that was, and definitely was not a good design. But this also rests on, somewhat rests on the bumper. They just don't rely on all these, pretty much just three supports, two on the side and then this top one. There is a clip that goes in the bumper that this slides into. There's this right here. There's a clip that clips into the bumper that has three teeth in it that slide into this, and I guess that's how they secure it to the bumper. So a little side note here, I did have to go to the Toyota dealer to get these little clips. This one here is what holds down the bottom portion of the grill. So I called them up and they're like, oh yeah, we have that in stock. And that was like $3. So this is the part here. Just, this goes into a square hole in the bumper, and then the grill snaps into that on the bottom portion. But then I noticed on the headlight there's another clip that secures the bottom portion of that got sheared off in the accident. And this is what it looks like. This clips into the bumper, and then I think it's like this, yeah. So you can see these three grooves here, and then that underside of the shroud there on the cover snaps into that, and this holds down that. But I was assuming this was like $3 also. This, $21. Unbelievable. But you know, what are the odds you're going to find? I don't even know if you could take that off the bumper once it gets snapped in, you know. These clips open up once you push it in, and probably need like a special tool, or even getting access to it is questionable, I don't know. But, had to bite the bullet and go ahead and buy that. So this looks, you know, this looks like it's holding, so hope for the best. So I let this cure overnight. I don't know if I needed to do it for that long, but it sit overnight, and I'm going to use this 2-part epoxy now, mix it together, and then it starts to harden once the 2 parts come in contact with each other. So just mix a little bit on a piece of cardboard here. There's one side. It's supposed to give equal parts. And I think that's more than enough. So mix this up. And this will activate this epoxy. So this is supposed to set in 6 minutes with a full cure in about 24 hours. Let's put some down here. So I'm putting some on the back also. That should be stronger than the original part.